Plots for sale at Dhargal, just 5 kilometers from Mopa Airport. Plots ranging from 230 to 300 square meters, starting from rupees 15 to 17,000 only. Call now.
Speaker, I would like to ask question 1A.
1A.
The circulated answer.
The reply given in Annexure A, Annexure 1, especially relating to infrastructure, I'll just read that. As stated above, considering fire risk involved, assessment of firefighting equipment is carried out and required number of such equipments and tools are included in annual plan. At the field divisions are equipped with firefighting tools and machinery like mechanized air blowers, mist blowers, rake and firefighting aprons and other field infrastructure like, can't make out that. So what this answer is like a very bureaucratic answer sitting in an office and it has been supplied to the Honorable Minister. At the time when this issue was raised in the House last time, I had written a letter to the Honorable Chief Minister and to the Forest Minister at that time. I'll just place this letter on record. In this I had said that by such fire, the tree density will be reduced and probably given a chance to these deliberate intention and aim of preparing these lands for future conversions and development. Often there could be a hidden hand of a local politician or a builder who is eyeing such lands, who is acting as a broker or who has interest direct or indirect in such matters and will end up being playground of the real estate lobby. Whatever be the reason of the cause of the fire, it is imperative that the government needs to act to protect forests and environment, and therefore I call upon you to issue directions to identify such lands on which fires have raged since the last few days, identify the number and species of trees that have been burned down, direct the owners to replace such burnt trees within certain time frame, failing which the government should undertake such an exercise to restore the environment, tree cover and the canopy density, failing which the mischievous objective of which
Speaker, sir, point of order.
No, I'm just showing this.
Maka Patra, honorable member, is a learned member.
I'm just putting this in the background.
He is also legally
Why
should we waste the time without telling me the
question is
come and ask me the question. Yes. I don't need to listen to any.
Now the question is, what is the pre-fire alerts based on danger rating system developed by FSI, Forest Survey of India, Dehradun, been ordered by the state government, as was promised by the Honorable Chief Minister in the floor of the House? This is the first question.
Because sir, आमकां गोंय राज्यान आमी लास्ट इयर पळयले मुख्यमंत्री सक्रिय आशिल्ले हे सगळे गोष्टी करपाक त्याच बरोबर प्रायम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस पासून सगळ्या लोकांनी आमकां तेंको दिलो in order to ensure that we are able to bring these fires under control. Now if you go, when you ask a particular question, Speaker sir, we give a specific answer unless you want to point out something specific where there is a lapse. But I don't think what he is trying to say, honorable member is trying to say, is there any kind of a lapse. We are doing our best to see based on last year's experience. 33 फायरांतल्यान 104 फायर अटेंड केल्ले आमचे फायर डिपार्टमेंटान. त्याच बरोबर नॉट ओन्ली फायर डिपार्टमेंट पूर्णपणे लक्ष घालून मुख्यमंत्रीचे लक्ष आशिल्ले त्या गोष्टीचेर. त्याच बरोबर फायर डिपार्टमेंटाचो आमकां पूर्णपणे तेंको आशिल्लो, एअरफोर्साचो तेंको आशिल्लो. आतां हे सगळे तांकां जे जाय की आमी एअर कंडिशन रुमान बसून हे करता तशें ना. ट्रॅकर्स आर देर, ट्रॅकर्स आर पुट इन द फील्ड, ट्रॅकर्स आर ऑल्सो सीइंग and ensuring that all these sensitive areas which already FSI has marked and categorized us. Forget about what FSI has categorized us. With last year's experience, we have also written to the National the Disaster Management Agency to include us in those 150 150 particular areas which they have they are trying to shortlist. My letter is there. I'll give it to you, where money has been allotted for further infrastructure to be improved and also to see that how we can strengthen the mechanism in monitoring. Also, I want to mention there are web map services which are available and web feature services which we will write to them and incorporate and utilize those services which are available with the FSI. We have taken it seriously from last year. There are trackers who are in the field for more than 7-8 months who are working along with our forest guards and range officers to ensure as far as monitoring and finding out all these areas where these deciduous leaves are. There are different types of areas in which these are fire prone areas. But as far as the fire lines are concerned also, the department is doing its bit. But what happened last year was something out of the way which happened. as a result of which we are in preparation. We are taking every step based on you. But I would like to draw the attention of the House. When you want to talk about the forest, you want to talk about the wildlife sanctuary, you want to talk about the wildlife park, you have written a long letter talking about the builders lobby. This is a myth that is being created by the honorable member. Many of these people say that in the wildlife sanctuary there is a real estate lobby. How can anybody enter? Your honorable speaker, sir, you're coming and representing a wildlife sanctuary area constituency which is covered and a lot of area is covered under wildlife sanctuary. Who goes into where is the question of real estate lobby? Where is the question of vested interest? There are few papers who go on reporting. I will place on the floor of the House of those papers and illegalities of those owners who have no face to show to the people of Goa, and they say that their heart bleeds for Goa. Your heart also must be bleeding for Goa, but be very specific. You don't tell me about the real estate lobby. Give me evidence when you write such a letter, which wildlife sanctuary has been sold or any deal has been done with any kind of a real estate lobby. You speak very specifically about what the department has to do. Don't tell me stories or through your letter about the real estate. This is a bogey of real estate. That's why at some point of time, land itself became zero in your area which you come from. When I say land became zero, I'll give you an explanation at the appropriate time. But this is, you have to be very specific to the question that you want to ask. You tell me my department has failed or not failed. I say it's not failed. If I am saying that it has scope to do much better. From 33 fires, we went to 104 fires. But if you say real estate lobby, what real estate lobby? You want Goa to come to and stand still? You all are celebrating Tiger Reserve. It's fine. What happens to the people who are inside that Tiger Reserve? We already have wildlife sanctuary. We have 8 MLAs here who represent the wildlife sanctuaries and how many problems we face. We are not talking on the judiciary or judicial decision here, but we are talking about your letter. Your letter, one page, only spoke about the real estate lobby. There is no real estate lobby here. If the honorable member wants to know exactly what are the scope and what is the scope for further improvement as far as the fire protection and other things are concerned, I'll place a comprehensive report of the fire department addressed to the member on the floor of the House by today afternoon.
Honorable Speaker, in response to this, I want to say that I didn't make this statement off the cuff. I have evidence which I will bring at the time of the demands of the town planning.
Speaker, sir, I would like the honorable member to place it on the floor of the House.
I will do that.
If there is anything happening within the wildlife sanctuary, we will take action immediately.
I didn't necessarily say wildlife sanctuary. I said forests are being destroyed.
Forest means what?
Not necessarily. There can be forests outside wildlife sanctuary.
I am not a magician here to understand what you're trying to say. You tell me whether it is private forest, you tell me whether it is reserve forest, you tell me whether it is a national park, you tell me whether it is a wildlife sanctuary, and now you can also tell me whether it is in the so-called Tiger Reserve, which is just been declared. I have no problem.
I'm not on Tiger Reserve.
Define the area called forest, or it is just forest that you're seeing it is forest because there are trees and which doesn't fit in our definition. Please,
I will show the Honorable Minister.
I would like Honorable Member to educate us on this.
I will show the Honorable Minister at the time of the demands of the town planning that it is a forest which was done.
Speaker, sir, point of order. Town planning is not the question.
No, it is the forest department which has knocked off the forest on an interim report.
Speaker, sir, like this, the whole 1 hour will go on discussion. He wants to talk about town planning. He can talk about town planning during demands or during questions. It is pertaining to the forest. Let him restrict himself what he wants from the forest department. I'll answer specifically to
I will place on record that,
yes, okay.
that after it was notified forest, by interim report it was removed and allowed to be developed. This is the apprehension we are having. So this is what we have.
Vijay sir, sir.
One second question. Second question. Also a statement was made here, because here this answer is not given here. A national disaster response will be set up and infrastructure is being strengthened, specially customized mini water tanker, 4x4 with higher mobility in the tougher terrain. There's nothing which has been given in the answer over here.
That comes under the disaster.
Speaker, sir, हांगा फॉरेस्ट असले तरी बी फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट असले तरी बी आमी इन आयसोलेशन काम करूं शकना. लास्ट इयर मुख्यमंत्री आशिल्ले सायटीर आशिल्ले आमच्या मतदारसंघान आशिल्ले खुबशे कडेन आमी पळयलां की इवन PMO कडल्यान मुख्यमंत्रीन आनी रिक्वेस्ट केल्यार आमकां एअरफोर्स आनी आमकां नेव्हींतल्यान आमकां हेलिकॉप्टरां गावली. आयज तुमी जर म्हणटा की स्पेसिफिकली हेच आमचे कडेन इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर आमी काय तयारी करून दवरूं शकना की 104 फायर जातले, पूण खंय फायर जाल्यार अटेंड करपाक वी बोथ वर प्रेझंट ॲट in a village called Morlem. That was right on top. It was very difficult to access on the top. If the fire starts right on the top, now how it has been created or how it took place, that nobody has an answer. We can give scientifically several answers on the floor of the house to satisfy you. But the problem is that these are issues which we came across, and that took us 2 days actually to put it off and bring it under control. We had the support of the Air Force. I also did a sortie. We went and saw exactly what are the areas and what are the type of trees, so to get an actual survey what was happening. FSI also was roped in to exactly guide us in real time exactly what was happening in different parts of the state. As infrastructure, there is scope to further improve infrastructure. We are improving. In a staged manner, we are improving. And whatever needs to be done has to be done meticulously. But you need to give me a very specific thing. I'm not saying that the department has got 100% everything to deal with 104 fires. But this is a disaster management which is there along with the fire department, along with forest department. We all work together at that point of time to address this particular issue.
Yes, Vijay sir.